סיום אחרון שעשינו היה מסכת ברכות. Since then, a lot of water passed under the bridge. קיבלנו את הקורונה, התחלנו בהתחלת מסכת שבת, ועד היום, עם הקורונה, אנחנו לומדים מסכת שבת דף יומי כל יום וכל יום. יש ממרה שאומרת, a saying that it says, יותר מששמרו ישראל את השבת, השבת שמרה על ישראל. More than עם ישראל were keeping the Shabbat was guarding עם ישראל. אותו דבר, we can say now the same thing now. More than we are taking care and taking precaution about the corona, the Shabbat is what really protecting us. All this problem with the COVID-19, it comes to set, really, if you look at it, the common denominator of it, you see, it causes a lot of separation. Families are not sitting together. We cannot come to shul at the beginning. We cannot sit together. The only thing that comes and unites us is the Shabbat. The Shabbat table becomes the essential thing. We're sitting back together. There is food, there is pizmonim, there is the Divrei Torah Shulchan. That's what keeping us united in these hard times. Couple things about Shabbat, because we're dealing with Masechet Shabbat. Shabbat is, in the last few years, there is a lot of things that change very rapidly and fast. In few years, you see technology changing, new things come. Some people can adapt to it, some people less, some people more. We cannot get used to all the changes. Shabbat is something that is consistent and permanent. Kavua. You know that Shabbat comes, there is the table of Shabbat, you know you're going to have good food, you're going to have pizmonim, you're going to have divrei Torah, you are going to have a kiddush. There is a kedusha in something like that stays forever, doesn't change. To emphasize that, I will give you like a small story. There was one philanthropist, his name was, I think, Stefan Klein. In 1974, they approached him, they asked him, why don't you sponsor in the New York Times, in the paper, to put on the front page all the time of Adlakat Nerot? He agreed to that. Every week on Friday, you would see on the front page of the New York Times, Adlakat Nerot, and then there is a telephone number if you want to call to ask about Shabbat. It was a big Kiddush Hashem. All the Jewish women used to see on the front page of New York Times, the Adlakat Nerot time with the phone that they can call and reach and understand things about Shabbat. It cost about $2,000 a week. He did it from 1974. He did that project until 1999. In 1999, he stopped the project. Since then, you don't see anymore the time of Adlakat Shabbat on the New York Times. But you saw it one more time. January 1st, 2000. You remember the new millennium? So the New York Times, in that occasion of the millennium, January 1st, 2020, they printed 3 front pages, special 3 front pages. One dated January 1st, 1900. That was like the anniversary of 100 years. One of the day, January 1st, 2000, that front page of the day. And one, January 1st, 2100, like predicting the future. Like they make a fictional page showing what more or less will be the future. Now, in that page of the 2100, they had an article. You don't know what's going to be in the future. They put an article, something about Cuba becoming the 51 states of United States. Like they think they something for the future. On another article, they were debating if a robot can go and can you count robots for election? On the corner, you see, they put the Adlakat Nerot, time of Adlakat Nerot of Friday night. The front page of 2100, they put Adlakat Nerot on Shabbat. When they asked the editor, the manager, the editor is not a Jewish guy, he was an Irish guy, Catholic Irish guy. They said, how come you put the Adlakat Nerot in the page of 2100? He said, look, to foresee the future is almost impossible. We don't know what's going to be in the future. But one thing guaranteed, I know the Jewish women will keep on light candling on Shabbat in the year 2100. So to show you that, like the keviut of Shabbat, which is something very important. Another important thing about Shabbat is, you know, when we're reading every Shabbat, Vaychul HaShamayim Va'aretz, and the Gemara said, masechet Shabbat, I forgot the page, Kol mi shekoreh Vaychul HaShamayim, Ki'ilu shutaf lakadosh baruch hu b'maaseh bereshit. Whoever read that Kiddush is like partner with Hashem in the creation. Now, being partner with Hashem in the creation, we read it every week. You have to understand, when you read it, you have to know, to put in your mind that you are like partner with HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the creation. Being partner with HaKadosh Baruch Hu is a lot of benefit. When you have a partner, you can influence him, and you can ask him for a lot of things. When you put in your mind that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is your partner, you becoming partner with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When you say every Friday night the Kiddush, you can get a lot of blessing. It's not something simple. There was one small story in the year of World War II. In Israel, Baruch Hashem, the Nazis were away. But there was time that they starting to hear news that our Nazis are getting close to Eretz Israel. Everybody got full with fear and anxiety. They were afraid about it. So one day, in a Kiddush on Friday night, there was Rav Tzvi Hirschel or something like that. After he finished the Kiddush, Vaychul HaShamayim, they told him he didn't hear about this news that the Nazis are getting close. They told him, look, we are worried about it. He said, why you didn't tell it to me before the Kiddush? If I knew that before the Kiddush, I can pray in different kavanah to ask my partner, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to take care of it. So we learned these two things about Keviut HaShabbat and about being partner with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And as our minhag always, we have to bring some halacha from the masechet Shabbat. So I wanted just to touch one point. Throughout the Gemara, all the time we see the concept of melacha she'ena tzericha legufa, or melacha she'eno mitkaven ba. It keeps on coming many times during the masechet. What does it mean? What's the difference between them? People sometimes are mixing them up, and they don't have exactly the exact explanation of each one. What is melacha she'ena tzericha legufa? In English, melacha she'ena tzericha legufa, a labor that is performed for its defined purpose. What does it mean exactly, melacha she'ena tzericha legufa? So there is two explanations of that. There is explanation of Rashi and explanation of Tosafot. Rashi explained that to be chayav when you perform a melacha on Shabbat, it has to be a melacha that has something positive to it. You want it to design something, to finish something, but not something that you come to like to rectify, something that you would rather not to have it than have it, or something that you try to prevent. When, let's say, you have a can of garbage in your house and you want to take it outside to the Reshut Rabim, to the public domain. When you take it out, really, the melacha is otzah. But according to that explanation, he's not going to be chayav from the Oraita, because you really are not interested in the can of garbage to be outside. You just want to remove it from here. You are not interested that it will be outside. That was like explanation of Rashi. Tosafot take it a little bit more, a little different. They saying that a melacha she'ena tzericha legufa, I really, when I move something from my house to outside, when I will be chayav in performing melacha, when I want that thing to be outside. I have a purpose for it to be outside, not when I want to remove it. It's a very small but different explanation of Rashi. Now this is melacha she'ena tzericha legufa. People sometimes, and the Gemara itself one time even brought it together, and right away the Emora said it's two different things completely. We have melacha she'eno mitkaven la. Melacha she'eno mitkaven la, it means when you do a kind of work that you, by doing that melacha, you know that maybe something else will happen. Another different kind of melacha. There is two work. It's not like מלאכה שאינה צריכה לגופה, that is the same work. Here, you're doing something, and you are not intending for something else to happen. Let's say you are dragging heavy furniture on your garden, on the ground in the garden. But you know that by dragging it, it may cause like plowing the ground. So you make another work which is called plowing. Now you are not intending for it to happen, and it's not 100% going to happen. Therefore, you are allowed to drag the furniture on the ground, even that it may be that you are going to be doing another melacha of plowing because you did not intend to do that melacha. Unless sometimes, we call it pasik rashe, if you know 100% that something is going to happen, another melacha as a result of it, then you don't do it. Let's say, I give you an example, maybe, I'm not sure if it's 100% example. Let's say if someone combs his hair with a comb, it's almost 100% that you are going to cut your hair. This you are not allowed to do. Ad kan, so b'zchut ha-Shabbat, we hope to be saved from all machalot, from all magefot, עד ביאת משיח צדקנו, במהרה בימינו, אמן.
אמן.
ליאון, please start.
חזק וברוך מוסי.
Thank you.
ברשות הרב, ברשות חברים. They say in everything mar, if you look deep enough, you see shoresh of metikut. The truth is the COVID-19 is dabar mar, but when you look deep on it, the metikut for me was that b'zchut the COVID, I had the masechet Shabbat, almost I finished it, the whole thing. So it was a good thing for me. The COVID was a good for me that I was able to learn masechet Shabbat. So I read something from the Hatam Sofer about the end of masechet Shabbat that I'd like to share with you and go over with you. And since we read some of the Tosafot while we were studying, I would like to read the last Tosafot that we have. I go back again to the Gemara. It says, "Umedabrehem lamadnu shepokim umodim vekoshrim b'Shabbat." We are doing the following three things, and after that, Ula comes and he told Rabbi, "Imar de amri Rabbanan medida de mizvah, de la mizvah mi amri." So now, when you look at the medida, he's telling him what we learned from this story. We are allowed to do something for a mizvah, but for something is not a mizvah, you're not allowed to do it. So you would think that also the pokim, that when I stopped the tum'ah from coming, they allow me to do it because I'm doing it for mitzvah. So this way, tum'ot, not taharot, not tammo, something for the mitzvah. But the Tosafot, they don't accept that. The Tosafot, they don't accept to say, just because the medida, we allowed it you only because it's a medida the mitzvah, but the pekika of the halon, it's allowed regardless whether there is a mitzvah or not. So I'll take you to the Tosafot. It says, medida de mitzvah, de lav mitzvah mi amur. إيش عم بحكي هي على المديدة only. ببكيكا لا بعينا شو المزبا. You are allowed even if there is no mitzvah. So now what's the pekika? The pekika is something اللي هو حشبوش أولاي هو السور لأنه فيه دومين لبنيان. Okay? So هوني عم بيقول لك we allow the pekika regardless of a mitzvah, even if there is no mitzvah. בפקיקה لا בעינה של mitzvah. قد פריש לעין בשלהי כל הכלים אלא דווקא במדידה בעינה של mitzvah. What's the difference? المديدة it's not السور because לא גזרו חכמים السور على المديدة because if you do مديدة you might come and do מלאכה de Shabbat. No. المديدة גזרו عليها because it looks like דבר של חול. You will never get to be عبير على دبار de أوريتا. אבל something اللي هو جزروا عليه حخامين that we tell you don't do that because you might end up be عبير على de أوريتا. This is because of mizvah, we're not going to allow it. And why we allowed the pekika? The pekika does not have the problem of bone. ולא גזרו חכמים עליה בכלל. שאם אתה אומר פקיקה גזרו עליה חכמים, لو هينو متيرين عليها متيرين وتا بغلال المصباح. And how do they know that? How do they know that the Tosafot? The truth is when you read the last few pieces, you say مدبرهم لمادو بوكيم وموديم بكوشريم, and Allah he explained that this is dabar mitzvah. They have something from before. We had something from on page 126. Comes Rabbi Ishaq Napaha, he wants to say halakha kistam mishnah, which says Rabbi Eliezer osir to block the window by using a board. Don't use the board and block the window unless that board is keshura betuluya from before, because otherwise it's gonna be like we have in it a sur. It's gonna look like dome, like a binyan. Gazru alayha hachamim, because you might come and do binyan. Al hachamim ajo alulo no. We're not gossip. So come Rabbi Ishaq Napaha, he wants to say halakha كربي العزر لأنه ستملان ربنا القدوش في دعوة النيجر هالنجرار the دور شرع إنه لازم يكون تالوي وكاشور in order for us to use it. So بما إنه جاب anonymous, بما إنه ربنا القدوش جاب إنه السور to shut the door unless the lock is talui v'kashur, we're gonna take it into halakha. Come right away of Amram, he tells him, okay, Sahih Rabbeinu Kadosh, he told us this setam, but we have another setam that it's holek. We have the setam over here. Untebrehim lamadnu, shupokim, umodim, v'koshrim. So, may ulla me hay setam. Okay, so dahu Rabbi Ishaq Napaha. وأجرب عمران وربح إنه this setam is stronger. وليش this setam is stronger? This setam is stronger because معاسة. We have a معاسة, so this setam is stronger. So now we have in our hand, we have a stira that is very easy to resolve. Very easy to resolve. لما أنا جيت أنا عم بقول ربي إسحاق نباحة, I want to make the halakha مثل ربي العازر إنه جازروا حخاميم وهي ستام مشنا والسور لعصود بنيان. When you ask me from this Mishnah over here, it shows, no, pokek et halon, which is against me, right away I answer you, this is mazva. This is a mazva. Rabbi Amram, I come and say, Satam lanu, Rabbeinu HaKadosh, mit Rabbi Eliezer, that pekikat halon has to be keshura beteluya. And if you ask me for setama that we have at the end of our Gemara, no question. This is Setimash al-Mazva. Why you didn't answer such an easy reconciliation? Obviously, because they understand over here that this Setima, we are allowing it even though there is no Mazva. So this is the Kawah of where we're coming to say in al-Pekika of the Halon over here, even if it wasn't for Mazva. Because if it was allowed only because of the Mazva, we will not leave Stirot just like this, and then we pick this setam because it's maaseh. We will resolve the stira. So now let's come and analyze really at the end why is it that we did not make that haluk? Isn't it better than instead of leaving stira fil Gemara to put that haluk on the table? Why the Gemara didn't use it? Why the Gemara is such an easy haluk? Why the Gemara didn't use it? Why the Gemara didn't use it? We have to answer it like this. Before I answer it, I just give you introduction to another halakha that we learned. We learned the halakha في פרק רבי אליעזר דמילה, מי שהיה עסוק במזווה, מי שהיה לו למול את הבן שהוא דוחה את השבת, ועשה מזווה, by the way, he took another baby that is not דוחה את השבת, baby that is already 9 days, ומלא אותו, עשה מזווה, אינו חייב חטאת. Even though this baby in 9 days, he is not allowed to be דוחה את השבת, הוא قال, עסוק בדבר מזווה, עסוק בדבר מזווה, מתעסק בדבר מזווה, לא חייב חטאת. So now we go back to the first Mishnah. Once we have this halakha, and the Gemara said that the halakha exactly כרבי יהושע, שהיה מתעסק בדבר מזווה, אינו חייב בעשה מזווה, אינו חייב חטאת. we go right away, the Mishnah number 1 that we learned, between the Ani and the Ashir. And in one of the cases, if the Ashir, he takes out the basket and he عقر ota, and he takes it out and he gives the Ani the ma'achal of Yom Shabbat, he's avar وحياب حطات. Or the other way is al-Ani, he picks up the basket and he takes it out, also حياب حطات. The question they asked Rabbi Akiba Bartanora وتوسفوت يوم توب, إذا نحن عنا الهلخة مثل ربي يوشوع مش هيا بهول بطارود بمزبا. Exactly. وعصا مزبا باتور. هذا العشير لما أخذ الباسكت وعطيه للعاني، هذا طارود بمزبا عم بيساوي مزبات صدقة اللي 5 باقي دولار من منا. So إذا هذا كان طارود وساوى مزبا، ليش عم بتقولوا له يجيب حطات؟ Okay, so this is the question we have to answer. How did they answer it? They answered it like this. هذا لو عصا مصباح. Over here لو عصا مصباح. ليش لو عصا مصباح؟ لأنه over here he does not have any مصباح he's doing in the صدقة. Why? Because the عاني بوشيع. Why is the عاني بوشيع? العاني بوشيع. Why? Because he took heterot to himself, and he took it to himself. He said, I will not be عبير على الديورايتا. أنا بساي بس دربنان. أنا بس بساي ربنان. أخذ الباسكت على أساس بطلع فيها من ريشوت لريشوت مبلا ما يوقف، أو بمشي فيها 4 عمود مبلا شو اسمه 4 عمود. هو إيش محسب إنه هو بس عبير على الدربنان. هلا because هو محسب إنه بس هو بده يكون بس عبير على الدربنان and he's not gonna be عبير على الدريتا، سوينا بوشيع وهداك العشير ما سوى صدقة اسمه. But why? هذا العاني right now he wants food to do أخل شبات في مصفات عونك شبات. If you want to tell me لوه عميدو دبرهيم حكميم لوه عميدو دبرهيم بمقام مصفات، ليش عم بتقلي هذا العشير ما سوى مصفات؟ العاني all what he's doing everything is good، لانه هو كان عم طلع على اساس يساوي شغله اللي هي من دربنان، وحخاميم لو عميدو دبرهيم بمقام مصفى. لما العاني عم بيدور على اكل مشان ياكله من الشبات، he's trying to do مقيم مصفات عونك شبات. اذا بدك تقول لي كل مره في مصفى حخاميم لو عميدو دبرهيم، why is he نقرا بوشيع؟ الا the fact that we saying Ba'al Bayt may be Korban. And the reason he is maybe Korban is because the Ani is Posheya. And we're gonna say over here, and no, this نتكفل لعصوت مصباح ولو عصا مصباح. لذلك بيجيب Korban Hatat. So here is the proof from our Mishnah that we saying that you bring a Korban, we saying that we don't really allow لآدم لعبور على دبري حخامين because of the مصباح. Because any time الحخامين بيكونوا جوزرين دابار that might lead you to be عبير على الملخات أورايتا لو هتيروه بغلال مصباح. لأنه لو هتيروه بغلال مصباح كان العاني بيكون he is performing something less nice. You cannot say that he's posheya or performing something good. He is trying, he's in his mind, I'm going to take the basket, I'm just going to do النحا, I'm not going to do عكرة, أو دا أساوي عكرة بلا النحا, which is mutar because لو عم يدو دبرهم على. But we see from our Mishnah also that we don't, if something أنحن جوزرين بو مشوم لتادي ملخاد أورايتا, we don't allow the mizvah to come and cancel it. So that's why only the medida we allowed it. Why we allowed it? Because the medida itself was never going to lead you to be عبير al deoraita. And only medida, the mizvah, we allowed you. Aval pekika, it's mutar legamre. We didn't allow you to do the pekika because of the mizvah. Because had it been نحن جزرنا على pekika مشوم لأنه دومي لبنيان that you might end up do binyan, we would not have let you do it because we don't want you to do the tahara. So this is the proof. This is the proof that our Mishnah why the Ashir he brings korban hatat because it kaven la'asot mizvah ve'lo asa mizvah daklu l'jiv hatat. This is the words that I read from the Hatam Sofer. I also read something about Dabar Musar, a little small, that I could say it. It says in the Kohelet al-Pasu, Hacham libo limino, vekesi libo lismolo, belamid. Well, usually everybody's lib is in the same one. But at least if you want to tell me something, tell me Hacham libo bimino, kesi libo bismolo. You know, that's what it says. Bimina bismola. Why limino? Why lismolo? Mino hadoli. Hacham al-Kesil hadoli, somebody who went and he held Gemarat Masechet Shabbat 157 pages. Why Hacham? Why is he Hacham? لأنه لبو لمينو. ليش؟ إيش يعني لمينو؟ طلع 10 pages. After he read 10 pages, لبو لمينو, he goes back and he turned the page towards the Yamin. He's turning the page to the Yamin and he sees, wow, I did 10 pages. And he gets motivated. He said, the same doing, I did this 10 pages that easy, I can do another 10 pages. And he gets motivated and he continues, and all of a sudden he finished Gemarat or Shabbat 157, which is almost, I never thought I would finish it. Recap page, what is he going to do? He's looking, oh my God, what is this? We have another 150 pages. I'll never finish this. So he's always turning the page l'simol. Hada is no good. You're going to lose it. So always focus on something that could give you motivation and not do something that it could give you yi'ush and discouragement. And with this Divrei Torah, that's what he's saying. What he's saying, Allah la Rabbi. La Rabbi قال له انت المايم اللي انت عارفيهم مودد وتام هدول مايم زي سامل للتوراة. التام مودد, you're trying to see how much you're going to have to learn. There is maim, Torah is like maim so big. This is medidah lo shel mizvah. You're not allowed to do it. This medidah lo shel mizvah. I'm not trying to see how much I have to finish. No, I'm trying to see how much I have to dedicate every day. How could I be mehalik my day and what to study every day. So that's what he told me. And in the same token, how we're going to start right now, Arubin, when he say, my boy, that the hekir taba'o, that لمعلى من 20 أما, where you could no longer see the hekir. هعين إنها شغلة بو إيش بيساوي؟ ممعت. ما نت المشنا بوسيل مثل في السكة شيء لمعلى من 20 بيسولا هو الأد ممعت. We could say something also the same thing. If somebody set for himself very high goals, this is عصات يسرارا. عصات يسرارا, it tells you, do something very big because he knows you're going to see it is so big, you're going to give up and you're going to drop it. No, Al-Hacham, he does not set high goals. If he wants to study Torah, let's say he studies every day 1 hour and he likes it and he wants to expand, he shouldn't right now all of a sudden go to Kolel. This is Asati Sarah. He wants him to burn out. That's why he doesn't go to Kolel. Al-Hacham, what is he? Mema'et. Yema'et. Don't do something very high that that you cannot achieve. Set something small called that you could achieve. Tama'id. 1 hour, tomorrow 1 hour 5 minutes. And so forth, you'll be able to reach everything. So with this Divrei Torah, B'ezrat Hashem, Hashem يزكينه لجمورة كل التوراة كلها. B'ezrat Hashem. Slowly.
חזק וברוך.
חזק
very much. Sorry if I went too long.
יתחיל לנו קצת את מסכת ירושלים.
חזק וברוך דיון.
יברך אותנו שנצליח להתחיל ולגמור מסכתות.
ברוך השם.
חכם, שילי מיוט.
חכם.
שילי מיוט, חכם. Take out the mute, חכם.
בערב בטלפון.
איזה מיוט, שילה.
Musi, you unmute him.
Okay.
طبعا.
الكل نحن نرجع نسكر بعدين. الكل بعدين نحن نسكر بعدين.
ما مسمعك.
Okay.
هلا سمعت؟
هلا عم نسمع ايه؟
عم نسمع هلا خبود.
زايدة.
حكى ما عم نسمع هلا.
Musi, one more
حكى ما عم
time.
نسمع هلا.
Unmute him.
موسي بعت له تكست.
جويدي له تليفون.
Musi, it's you.
اوكي هلا عم تسمعوا؟
هلا زبط.
هلا.
اوكي اسمع. مو عم بقول لك انا كثير مبسوط كثير يعني شفت يعني ما بعرف ايش بدي احكي. راح الحكي كله راح مني. اوكي نقرا مابوي بركي بالعالم بيساعدنا نشترك معكم في هي عروبين. مابوي شهو جابوه لمعلم يعصيم أماي معايت. هذا باله على اللحية والكرة لازم تكون تنشاف بقى إذا كان هي أعلى من معلم يعصيم أماي معايت. بيهودا ومر إنه صارخ بأرحاب يعسر أموت معايت بميشتو سورات بيتح أفعربي شهو رحاب يعسر أموت إن صارخ معايت لأنه لما في سورات البيتح بتبين اكثر مثل ما عم تفسر هون رحاب دزي وشعور روحها بستان بيتحين بيطفي ما اخيلا مكري بيتح الى برصا بانهم بعينا اوكي سورات البيتح ليحي مكان ومكان هذه بتبين اكثر بقراءة على الجبههم لكن اللي هو اللي ما على هذا القراء هذا لازم يكون معيت لكن ليحي مكان ومكان ما بده يكون معيت بعزرات الشام سكول لسيام ولا تحيل عود مسختوت وعود مسختوت لهغديل تورا ولا هديرا بعزرات الشام امين كنا يراسون اوكي
امين.
Azaku Baru. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us.
عزاكم
ثانك يو حسن. عزاك بارك.
Thank you, Musi, for by the way. Thank you,
Musi. My pleasure.
Thank you, Musi, for preparing every day. You know, it's a big job. We come, we listen in the car, in the table, having breakfast. But you are doing the real hard work.
عزاكم بارو.
موسي.
اوكي
موسي.
يلا سلام.
شلون